It's very clear. It's very
YouTube, you
clear.
have you see about YouTube have a sound or not?
Let me check it. Okay. Go library. Yeah, it's live now. Yes.
You
So
have a
yeah,
sound, or but the sound is maybe you need to turn loudly about YouTube.
I
You,
I
you,
actually turned it down. You want me to turn it select turn on it and see. Okay, let me hear. I turn on. Let me turn on the sound. Let me see what's going on.
the YouTube the YouTube sound you need to turn off because they have a music to uh, send out about the have a two sound in the YouTube.
Okay, I muted. All right, I muted.
Yeah. You need YouTube you need to mute it.
Yeah, okay, I muted. Yeah,
Okay.
I think the cover, that's the term you use. Yeah, the cover, or we say that
Yeah.
the background, that poster is beautiful.
Yeah. The cover is our team coffee for the to decide about the art that is
Ah,
suitable for our today the subject.
I would say it's particularly tailor-made for us for this program. Yeah, I the guest the spellings yeah, the spellings not quite right. Guess GUEST, and I don't particularly think you are the guest. I think you're a co-host. So maybe next time when
Oh,
they made, yes, when they make the modification, it should be co-hosts, then Sky Sun and Dr. Meng.
yeah. And then you just call me Sky Sun. Sky is okay.
Hey, Sky, yes, I call you Sky. My Sky. Okay, Sky. Okay. Thank you very much, Sky.
About
We have about 6 minutes to go, but at least now, yeah, it looks all right.
yes, I need to share about
A question, yeah. So when we do live broadcast, we can only use two channels. One is on GTV, the other is on YouTube, right? We can't, for example, use
yeah.
multiple channels. For example, we use both like a Himalaya UK channel as well as Go Library channel on GTV and the same on YouTube. No, we can't do that, can we?
Uh, we have a two channel for the YouTube and can share about because our whole the subject is English language English channel and hope to about Hong Kong to share about the foreign people to know about what happened in Hong Kong and use the poster and tell about the Hong Konger how to uh, never give up to action to uh, uh, to stand up about this government or maybe a Chinese commerciality party. We call them CCP.
Mm.
You know, okay. We
Okay,
now to check about the YouTube link is okay or not.
I think it's okay. It works, at least. It shows that it works and it's live.
Yeah, because now we 7 o'clock will be start the live and then
Yes, yeah.
now so, we prepare about the talking for the live and now the GTV is okay and then I share about the I will use the another mobile to share about how about the YouTube channel the the live is okay or not. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I do think this new GTV app is much better. It performs much better than before. The old one is so difficult.
Wait a minute. I mute the music. I mute the songs. Wait a minute.
Mm.
Okay, share about the YouTube is the YouTube will be delay. So we talk in the GTV and the sound will be passed on the YouTube. So
Mm.
YouTube uh, is we together is a total thing on the with the live, and then we just wait the time. So some many audience people to come now at the GTV. This is our first time to use the English, and I'm try to use my bad English to video.
That's fine.
But I will try my best to talk maybe talk simple, and because now we need to English to the song need to uh, prove out more uh, more foreign people to know uh, what happened is Hong Kong and then the mainland. I
Yes,
think English is important channel.
yes, it is very important. As Mr. My Score suggests and advises us to try to spread the exposure revolution to the Western audience, and we especially now when we are in the coronavirus pandemic, it's very necessary for us to spread the truth of the coronavirus, where it originates from, and what it is, whether it's a bioweapon or not. And also, we need to urge the governments of various countries to take actions, yeah, to take the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, the CCP government, to account for what they have done to the world, which has engulfed the whole world in this lockdown, and to bring the economy to a standstill. It has caused a lot of losses to people, not only to make they lost their relatives, family members, and friends, etc., but also make them loss in money, in income. They lost their jobs. This is ridiculous. This must be say like sorted. We need to make the CCP pay, and we need to bring them to justice. And also at the same time, and the CCP has imposed the national security law on Hong Kong, and now Hong Kong has lost, lost its autonomy, which basically has been enshrined in the basic law, which was jointly agreed and signed by the British government and the Chinese government and lodged in the United Nations. So this is international law, and the CCP government is supposed to be committed to this international law. However, it doesn't honor its promise. And now you see what happened in Hong Kong. The democracy is basically totally ruined, and the rule of law is damaged. And people, many say Hong Kongers, especially youngsters, they're about to say like nearly 10,000 of them have lost their lives or die of very suspicious deaths. Um, and the city basically is losing its status of international financial hub, and that is really make us heartbreaking. And we need to spread the truth about Hong Kong in terms that what the situation is in Hong Kong and what the CCP has been doing on it. Um, that's where we need to do this, and we need to especially target on the Western audience, yeah. And we want to say, remind them, Hong Kong is not a local issue. Hong Kong is about you and me, and because this national security law basically applies to everyone, whether you are foreigner, whether you are not leaving the Hong Kong at all. However, if you say something relating to Hong Kong and which is not agreeable to the CCP's position, and you are supposed to be sorted after, and and then you are likely to be brought to mainland China and put in prison, and maybe you will get disappeared for good. So that's what's going on. Okay, everyone, can we
Oh,
begin now? So,
yeah,
yeah.
it's beginning. Okay.
Yeah, let me greet to our audience. Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Ming of the Go Library, and today I co-hosted this new program. It's our debut with a very smart young person from Hong Kong. Okay, smart Hong Kong young man. His name is Sky Sun, so we call him Sky. Yeah. Um,
Okay.
and yeah, we both are fellow warriors of the Himalaya UK. Um, and this new program in English language is named the Hong Kong Signs of the Times. Let me give you some, and let me tell you the story behind why we decided to start this program. Um, when I joined like UK Himalaya UK weeks ago, I sort of like went through the posts and messages in the Discord server and of UK Himalaya, and then I went through the all various channels, and I found this channel named Hong Kong Promotion Channel. Yeah, there are I saw lots of very beautiful posters, which were original, which basically were made, yeah, by Hong Kong natives. And I read through them, and I like them very much. I think they are very storytelling, and they really say like have very strong message, yeah, to send to the viewers. I thought to myself, wow, I really hope that these posters could be viewed by a large audience. Yeah, I like to share with them. So how can I do that? And I contact this person who posted these posters, and that's Sam, a Sky Sam. Okay, Sky. So I contacted him, and then we had a free chat, and we have and then we both agree that we need to bring these posters to light and to share with our audience. Yeah, and that's why we're here. Yeah. So, what do you think, Sam? What do you think, Sky?
Yeah.
So we are going to
And
talk about this. Yeah, you will introduce to us the posters.
yeah,
Yeah, you have been, yes. You have say like found and posted in our say like Discord server, and now you like to share with our audience. And so we can start from the posters. Yeah, you have prepared some posters for our debut today.
yeah.
So
Uh,
shall we
so we
begin?
start about we talk about the poster. The poster is also come for the graphic quality. Poster
Yeah.
channel, the Telegram in Hong Kong, Hong Kong we under no come from where. So this all the we can see about the first one photo that is about there's everybody know Hong Kong now. The Hong Kong government they cover the shoes. They uh, disappeared about the date. They will not. Yeah, Hong Kong got to know what happened in this days 21 June or
Yeah.
8/31 and May. They lie to Chinese CCP date on the 1989 is
1989. Yes.
4
Uh,
June. They send
yeah.
the solution for the.
Uh,
Then you can see
so
they use yeah.
Yeah, we can see, yes. So the first poster introduced by Sky to us is this one. You can see, yeah. This poster shows that there's a big hand, yeah, which came from the top, and you see there is a star, a red star. That is the symbol of the Chinese Communist Party, the CCP, and this gray hand, holding a, say, like a sponge, which is supposed to clean a blackboard, and on the blackboard you can see there are lots of say like um, digits, yeah, numbers are written there. Basically, there are two. The numbers actually means all these members mean two dates. One is 21st July, and the other one is 31st August. These 2 dates are all 2019. So they actually there are, say, very serious incidents happen. There were serious incidents happen on that two
Yeah.
days. So, and the CCP trying to wipe of these incidents. Yeah. So and Sky, you can sort of like tell us what briefly what these two incidents were on 21st July 2019.
Yeah, this on the 21 June, there is a
July.
Yunnan tonight. Yeah, there is a Yunnan that have a white person. They will be to
Yeah.
have a this
I
10 minutes.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
I understand what you mean. So, we called 21st incidents, 21st July incidents. It happened on this date in terms that this mobs, yeah, mob.
yep,
They in white shirt, white T-shirt. They turn up at the metro station, and they began to indiscriminately beat up the commuters and reporters, protesters who returned from a rally on Hong Kong Island on that day. So this is and the police, yeah, just turned blind. And when people called the emergency, made emergency calls to call for help from the police didn't turn up for about 45 minutes, and which made lots of people got hurt and wounded, and this is really terrible. So, and also later the evidence came up in terms that the mob colluded, yeah, with the police and the
yeah.
pro CCP lawmaker. So that's the incident. Another one. So the second one is 31st August. What happened on that day, Sky?
There is about the Yunnan is a more about they will make, kill the people. Maybe we will kill the people. And 31 on August there is a police. Then we hunger. We call them popo. Then they go to the Thai Thai Sea, Thai
Prince
the
Edward.
MTR station.
Prince
Yeah,
Edward.
yeah. They will
Yeah.
then go inside and then to have a you can YouTube and search about the image and about the video that is they have a one cannot find need to find out the truth about have a people to die or not. That
Yeah.
probably that day is a, we can say is a horrible attack.
Yeah, it is. It was on 21st August. So basically, the riot police stormed into the metro station, yeah, Prince Edward metro station, and used batons to beat passengers, and they caused lots of wounds. Yeah, some people may have died, but the government simply covered up, and they didn't allow people. And the station was locked for a long time, right? And so still today, and the government um, does not allow people to go there to say like mourn the deaths, and the government also declined to um, unveil what exactly happened on that day. So this poster is about that. It's a poster about
Yeah,
that. And
and yeah, and then on this month, actually, this month will be 1 year about the 31 August.
yeah,
So
first anniversary.
Then the police will never give all the people to go there to have some function. They was very scared about that. So there is the 2 day the missing, and then another day I need to pull out another maybe this is for about the uh, Chinese university on the 11th of November. This is very important day, and other fighting about for they will call the Chinese University of Hong Kong conflict. That is the day is very important because the
Oh,
uh, po- uh, po- uh, police they fight in the university. If you on the world, you can find the histories. No police on the world. They will no fight in the study room or the university. That is not okay because there is not for the about the then we can see there is a killing people, killing the student this day.
mm. So that happened in the university on the university campus. So university is a symbol of civilization. It's very civil. It symbolized the highest level of discipline and say like rule binding. Yeah. However, then the riot police just entered the campus, yeah, to beat students, to chase after students, and to resort violence. So a day and needs to be remembered. Yeah. So
And
next,
another one is and they same situation, but this is for the Polytechnical University. This Poly the we call that is about the uh, wait a minute is seeker of the Hong Kong Poly U. They have a more time and then have a more important. They have use all weapon to fight in the poly, and the student only need to fight back.
oh
In
yeah,
in
they
30
defended
no,
their
November
campus.
is after 2 days.
Oh yeah, indeed. So
Yeah,
the clashes occurred on the campus of Polytechnic University. Yeah, that's the name, Polytechnic University, right? So and then the next day, 18th November, police entered the campus. So the students
yeah,
just
and
be there to defend their campus. Yes,
yeah. And
that.
then whole university you can the library is book. There's all the college is you cannot see about this is a school, this is a work.
Mm,
So another
mm.
one is the nervous they will need to help the student, but the reason the follow out the police need give them go in to survey about the student, but finally they will capture that and then because they are no they will say they are no avoid or the permit or had all the reason to capture to there is a, how to say to capture them. They
Yeah, I
no
understand.
reason.
So this actually the first aid workers, or you call them humanitarian aid workers. They were there to try to help those who have wounded, yeah, who had wounded, and it's a first aid. They try to rescue those who got wounded or who were very much so like got hurt and in the critical conditions to get them to receive medical treatment as soon as possible in order to rescue their lives. However, these first aid workers, yeah, they were. You can see, they were detained by the police, and their hands were folded or were handcuffed behind. So this is also very ridiculous. They were not protesters. Although the government, for example, the government or police force may blame the protesters to say, accuse them to be rioters, but these are first aid workers. They are not. They were not protesters. They were there to help the wounded. And though they were not allowed, not only they were not allowed, but they were actually handcuffed, yeah, by the police, and some of them got detained. So this is
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
terrible. Yeah,
So
that's the story.
yeah, yeah. So I want to remind that about there is the thing on the 1989. There's
Mm,
4 June. There's the worst is need to remember this day is same on the Hong Kong, the library liberation Hong Kong about the protector to against the extraordinary bill start. This is the thing the on the 1989 the word is no voice or no action because there is internet is not very good or not, and the
mm,
information cannot share out. But for now, this
yeah,
international the time. Everybody can see, can search on the internet, on the YouTube, on all the video they record about the Hong Kong. So I like the you say about the theme about the Hong Kong size of the time. There is these photos is same on the history. We can call this is
yeah,
history on the day.
yeah. So basically, we see like in this poster, two movements, yeah, and two movements. One happened in the June, early June 1989, and the other one happened just June last year, 2019. They're about to say like 30 years, 3 decades apart between these two movements, and one happened in Beijing, and the other one happened in Hong Kong, and we can see these two movements share many things in common. And first of all, these two movements were both spearheaded by students, by youngsters. Yeah, they were the most active group of our society in terms that they very much say like a long for freedom. They long for say like a democracy, and they were the defenders, they were the fighters at the front line. So and for 1989, of course, the movement ended up in the massacre which happened on the 4th June by the CCP tanks. And in Hong Kong, we understand that movement lasted for about half a year, a good half year,
Yeah,
beginning from June to the end of last year when the coronavirus erupted. Yeah, so and we can see there is a and both movements also share this slogan in terms that I'd rather die with no freedom. So freedom
yeah.
is very important. So that's the story, yeah, told by this poster. Okay, we have a new one. We have a new one.
Yeah,
So
there is. Oh, this one only showed about the Hong Kong people. They are murders for only it. There is a show about the this poster, and then another one is about about the the national security law for in Hong Kong now that
um,
you say anything you will be suitable for about CCP, and you use CCP, they will capture you. And then now for CCP virus about they have a more about the DNA test, they do we collect about the data, and then to search about who is uh, protest against the, yeah,
Yes,
this is
indeed.
for
So
people.
yeah, this poster is also very interesting. So it looks like Hong Kong popo, that means police are murderers, and it's written, yeah, it's showed in the reverse way, right? In the reverse way. So that shows something is simply upside down. So Hong Kong is not a normal society anymore, yeah, but rather it's something upside down, and we can see the background is black, so it means it's something very dark, something very wrong, and the purpose written in red shows that they have blood on their hands. They are murderers. So that's the implications. So next one, next post you can see is
Yeah, you,
yeah, it's like a face of a devil, right?
yeah,
It's a
yeah,
demon. It's a demon, and the letters here is said like evil age, evil age. So I think Sky, you already explained to us that because
yeah,
Beijing has imposed the national security law on Hong Kong, that means the officially the death of Hong Kong or death of Hong Kong's autonomy. Yeah. So and as when the sovereignty of Hong Kong was handed over to Beijing in 1997, and the CCP promised by law that it would maintain the Hong Kong autonomy for 50 years unchanged. So Hong Kong people would have their lives, and the society would have the institutions carry on and maintained for another 50 years without any change. But however, the CCP failed to honor its promise, and this is only say less than halfway. It's about 23,
yeah,
23 years, right?
yeah. Maybe I
They
say maybe,
destroyed it. It broke its promise. Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
and maybe that is the law have a, national security law, but the Hong Konger they will not never give up. Then this poster to tell us then we have a fire line up the world as long as they keep their own lives. There is light about how why I need to do, and you should invite me to uh, have this program, and then we want to tell about the other people, and then we are not only to, maybe the role is difficult to work, but we need to uh, go down, work again, and then to extra action, and then only myself to have a life, and then to meet another people, they will connect, they will be sold about the lie, and then the lie is a CCP is scared about that because there is a CCP is a evil, and then that is why I sold this, I searched this poster, and then to tell for everybody to know we not alone. Maybe the role is very difficult, but we just do it.
United. Yes, and this is also a very beautiful poster, and we have you can see this there's in the center is this character, yeah, it's a Hong Kong teenager girl, and she looks very humble, and we have this sentence here, and it's a sentence taken a lyric writer, very famous one, yeah. And he's a very famous lyric writer, and his lyrics have been used by many famous singers in Hong Kong, right? This it says that it basically says as long as you shine your own brightness, and even I say like a firefly can bright up the world. So although a firefly is very small, however, when you come in a group, yeah, and you can bright up you can enhance your force and you can bright up the world, and that's the implication. Yeah, so it shows humbleness, and it also shows persistence. It shows this determination, and you can see this girl. Yeah, she's holding a, a bow. That's her weapon. That's her weapon. And so it shows that she's a defender. She's a defender of her self dignity, and it shows she's a defender of her belief, and also shows she is a defender of her freedom. So that's the implication of this poster, which is very beautiful. And we can see, yeah, as Sky mentioned that, yes, Hong Kong now enters a dark and evil age, which which is brought about by the CCP. However, Hong Kong people doesn't give up. They although it's very depressed. However, they do not give up. Yeah, they determine to carry on. So we can see the positive message from this poster. Although it's sad, however, it's not depressing. It's not negative. They still remain very positive. So that's something we need to learn. Great. So next poster, please, Sky. Oh yes. Can you hear me? Hello. Ooh. And
I
hello.
mute about the yeah, I mute about the song about. So we can see about this about the next photo is about we looking about now Hong Kong. Then if you love Hong Kong, you will hurt because Hong Kong is now for different. It's totally strange about yeah. There is thing of about mainland about there is control in CCP. They will hurt.
Yeah. So this is basically, yes, it's a different Hong Kong. It's Hong Kong has lost its autonomy, and the CCP has taken control over Hong Kong, and Hong Kong is ordinary city of mainland China, and so we can see the words. They say, so what impact is this on Hong Kongers? And then we can read the words here. It says that, "Seeing my beloved Hong Kong fallen, I'm heartbroken." So you can see this heart. It has hurts, it has wounds, and then it's hardly to get to be held together. So that's the poster is telling us.
Yeah, and then we can see another one is same about the freedom and then air. This light air. When you cannot break, you feel the air. The air is very important. The
Yes.
freedom is same. When you cannot to tell more about the shoe or you cannot talk about, you have some word is very the danger. Maybe there will be the cover up. You cannot write down that or like the Hong Kong now is a white paper because the library library Hong Kong the relation of our time is you cannot talk about that because CCP is not happy. So you need to close up your mouth. That is thing of
Yes, yeah.
the freedom.
Yes, indeed. It's like the words remind us that, especially in the Western societies, and people take for granted that freedom uh, is, yeah, to take for granted freedom, but actually now if we see Hong Kong, what happened to Hong Kong, and realize freedom is very precious, it's invaluable. It's just like air, yeah. You only feel the existence of the air when you get choked. When you get choked, yeah. So it's just like freedom. So it reminds us that people need to treasure freedom, needs to treasure and appreciate what Hong Kongers are fighting for, because they are the fighters on the front line. They are fighting for freedom. They are defending their own freedom and as well as the freedom of everybody else based on the national security law, it can reach its arms to basically every corner of the world, as long as you say something uh, which is not agreeable with the CCP's position, and is likely for you get caught, yeah, by the CCP, and
Yeah.
it's supposed to be offense to the CCP. So that means everyone's freedom now is in danger by this national security law, where Hong Kong people are fighting on the front line, and we should never say leave them alone, and we should stand with Hong Kongers and stand with Hong Kong and to fight with them for the freedom, not just
Yeah.
for this,
On
but also for ourselves. Mm.
Yes, and then for this is only talk about we love Hong Kong. So maybe that is really difficult to now have a more law on a more the situation to control the people to not talk, but
Sometimes,
but
sometimes
we
I'm
will we will try to fight and then love this.
yeah, okay. Let me see. Let me see the words. Yeah, okay. It says that the words read like sometimes I may fear, sometimes I may be disappointed and depressed, sometimes I may be lazy, sometimes may be tired, sometimes I may want to retreat, sometimes I may want to give up or walk away. So there are thousands of reasons to walk away, but there's one reason to stay. I like this place. So I
Yeah,
like Hong Kong. I like this city. This is my city. That's sort of like some words, yeah. That's the words in the mind of a Hong Kongers.
yeah. Then
Yeah.
I saw another one is same about the letter. Is say say same is about the we have the if we survive or we to fight it, we not never give up because we love this place and then we not scared about the CCP to do anything because we can die on my birthday, but our we will connect about the I
You
think
cannot change
about
our minds. You cannot. Yes,
yeah
you cannot. Yeah, you cannot. Say like. Yeah, I realize what that means. So basically, if I translate that, I really love Hong Kong people. Thank you so much that you are not say like you do not give up. Yeah, you do not give up. You do not change your mind. You do not say like God sway. Yeah, and it says that I will carry on fighting till my last breath. So that means as long as I live, I will keep on fighting and
yeah
liberate Hong Kong and revolution over time. And this figure also in this poster is a small boy. Is a small boy, and that is very typical. That also shows that what is typical of Hong Kong pro-democracy protesters is the youngsters, the boys and the girls, very small age. They are so brave that they went to the street and they protest, yeah, in order to defend the city they love and in order to defend the freedom and defend the democracy, the rule of law and the system, which is so lovely. Yeah.
Yo, and can
And
there's one last one, the last one
oh,
about the poster. You can ask more questions because you will love this photo, this
yes, I love
poster.
this photo very much, and I think it has layers and layers of meaning. This poster, yeah, and I think this whoever who painted this poster is a genius. There are so many things we learn from this. There are so many stories it tries to tell. And let's start from the central figure. Yeah, we see here a young girl, and we can see there are many others. Like basically, they are facing the other way. Yeah, they have their backs towards the audience, the viewers,
Yeah,
and we have this girl who turned around and look at us. So what's in her hand?
The hand is maybe the Hong Kong, the power,
Yeah,
the
in her
the yeah, you say.
yes, the red one looks like the Hong Kong city flower, which is the
Yeah,
what do you call it? Bohemia. Yeah, the
yeah,
Bohemia,
Bohemia,
right?
yeah,
Bohemia,
yeah.
but
Then
you see, yes, it's a red one. However, you see there were some red dots around. So I sort of like think that shows me, impress me of some like a blood drops. So Bohemia, and also the red one, the red flower looks to me like chrysanthemum. So in the Oriental cities, it's also including Japan, yeah, Oriental society, including Japan, chrysanthemums may mean something relating to the dead, to the dead,
yeah,
to the deceased. So this shows that okay, the Bohemia seems to be fading, and also the chrysanthemum flower is for the dead, it's for mourning the dead. So that shows there's some blood and the death. That's the symbols there. That's on her left hand. On the right hand, she's
uh,
holding an
uh,
umbrella. Yeah,
yeah. And then the number is the 9th June. There is
yeah.
start the Hong Kong entity government. There's
Anti-extradition law. Yeah, at that time.
extradition, the rule and the bill, and then Hong Kong people to protest about against the entity that extract the bill. So they start day, but the start day is Hong Kong is that day.
Mm.
They
So yes,
start and
uh,
end.
yeah, yeah. That's basically the beginning of this series of protesters. Yeah, which lasted for half a year, and our friend Michael Young mentioned, commented like it's an insurgency. Basically, people are very resistant. It's like a one-off protest or rally, but it carried on all the time, and it would last forever until these protesters reach their goal. So, and yes, Sky, I'd like you to tell us more about the umbrella. So I think it's very unique, yeah, for umbrella to be used in protest. So this is very original. This is very unique. It seems that the umbrella started to be used in protests in Hong Kong. So what the umbrellas are used for in the protests
That umbrella is start on the 2014. They have an umbrella
movement?
graduate movement. That's why they have a movement. There is the CCP that delay. On that day, that year, Hong Kong need to have uh, one people to uh, to find out the government the officer, but the CCP delay that, and then they tell us they only give our three choice. That three choice is the CCP arrange about the people. You only to show about the CCP the answer. You cannot choose about that because that three people is listen about the CCP. There is not a choice. There is and there is no for freedom, not for the fair about the in Hong Kong have one people to can one people to void about the government
It's about the
officer.
election, yes. So
Yes,
basically,
and
on
then
that
start.
day, on that yeah, in that year, the Beijing should say like fulfill its promise, yeah, to honor its promise in terms that the Hong Kong people would be allowed to have this general election, yeah, to elect based on their wish, yeah, the officials, government officials. However, Beijing didn't allow it. So Hong Kong people stood up and protested, and they used umbrellas, and then that movement was as umbrella movement. So umbrella was first introduced on that in that year, yeah. And now we see last year during the Hong Kong protests, the people also protesters use many umbrellas. And also my friend, our friend like Michael Young, who was in Hong Kong for 6 months last year, who was American military correspondent, and he was there and he took photos and videos on the front line, and he explained to me that the umbrella was a very clever weapon to the civilians, and they could use it to shield themselves, to protect themselves from the like water cannon, yeah, from tear gas, and
Yeah, yeah.
also yeah, it's also because it's Hong Kong is very sunny, and so it can protect, shield the sunshine, strong sunshine, and also when the police use the water cannon, yeah, to shoot the protesters, and they can use this umbrella to
Only the
shield
umbrella.
themselves from, yeah,
And
from
then,
the water. And this is also I could, so I can see this background, yeah, of this poster. You can see there were blue, dark blue things, and also very dark blue, and there were some drops there which reminded me of this blue tide water shoot from a water cannon. So, and then these are the protesters, youngsters, yeah, try to protect themselves, holding this umbrella against this blue say like blue tide water. Yeah, this is also something so like it reminded me. And we talk about, yeah, you mentioned about, yes, the June, the 9th June, yeah, the 9th June. That's the beginning of this of the anti-extradition bill protest. Um, what about others? Do you think the other digits also mean certain dates, memorable dates? Of course, we found here some dates we are very familiar. For example, like the 21st July, and you and I discussed about it, and also the 31st August. Yeah, these are two
yeah.
incidents, yeah, which caused, which there were, which involved lots of casualties on those days. What about others? Do you think they also mean particular dates?
But you can see the 21 July. You mean
Yes.
that's different for all the student, all the Hong Kong girls. They have a red shirt, and then but 21 on June, 21 June is no shirt, because that day these people that in on they will be give a right shirt to fight, and then to hurt about that, about that you can see about the many the deserts about it. So that day that all the people have a unique about their day, what happened. You can see.
Yeah. So let's see. So 16. There's a 16 June. So at that day, yeah, 2019, nearly 2 million people took part in a mass protest in Hong Kong against that extradition bill. So the typical slogan they chanted was, five demands, not one less. Yeah, yeah, we still remember
Yeah.
that. And what else we see? We can see 29th June here, yes. And oh yeah, it's on the left hand side. It's a protesters chant "Free Hong Kong" a demonstration coinciding with the G20 summit in Japan. So people, so like some Hong Kongers were funded, crowd funded, and to even travel to Japan, yeah, to protest um,
Yeah.
in front of the G20 summit venue, to demand, to urge these governments to support Hong Kongers. So we still remember that. This is a 29th June. What else? Yeah, first July. That was the anniversary of the handover of sovereignty of Hong Kong to Beijing in 1997. And we also can remember that day the protesters occupied the Legislative Council.
Yeah.
So
That day
that
is
was
really
a very
important.
special day.
Yeah,
That's very
because
important.
because if they had that they have a protester they have against about the bill, and then if no the student they will go to the legal court. If they no back up about against the no go the central for no go to this logistic college, they will be lose. They lost about total this movement or this uh, because the police inside about the legal context. You have more people in the situation in there. The police they will go out. They need to go out. If the student no behind no people to support them, that they will be very dangerous. The student will be maybe have a difficult to fight about the the police, but finally all the people to go there, and then they will go inside and then so because the government no turn down that the bill, they want to make the pass the bill, so the student cannot do anything. They just only that the situation to go in
Yeah.
about the legislative conscience about
Yeah.
our I mean about in the that day.
Yes. Yes, as the protesters said, the government basically turned like blind eyes and like a deaf ear to the protesters. They didn't listen to the protesters, and then they still try to force, yeah, the pass of this or introduction of this extradition bill. And what the protesters could do was that they broke into this legislative council, and they showed that they wanted to pressurize the government to respond. That's their purpose. Special, yeah. If we look at a bit, say like more above, there's an umbrella with the date 22nd September, and there is a girl underneath, yeah, who's holding this umbrella, and she's the only one apart from the one in the central who turned back to look at, sort like, yeah, or maybe with half turned. Um, we can see her
Yeah,
face. But what does this date mean to us? What is the story
that
behind it?
is that's 22 September. That day, everybody will know there is a Christian that we die on that day, and now
Yeah,
we don't have we need to find out the truth, but you understand Hong Kong and the police they will cover the truth, and then they you can see many in Hong Kong many about the no action of for and they
hello.
will not investigate as soon as possible to close the trial. They will tell you there's no suspicion. So that is the case is closed. So you can remember there will be two people or three people. And another one is a yellow have a yellow shirt about that is
Yeah,
15 on
15th. Yeah,
15
please
June.
let me see.
June. Yep. There is another one is a Michael learning kit. There is the because there is you remember this one is on the next day is 2 billion, and then
Yeah,
people to go out. And then this one is plus you see Hong Kong news they will say 2 billion, I think 2 million people will be plus one. That one is on 15 June. This we will cover these people. They because they lose their life and
they
then
lost their
they
lives.
want to
Yes.
stop.
Yeah.
They want to use their life to wake up the people. Now
Yes,
what
they
happened?
sacrifice.
Uh,
Yeah,
they want
yeah,
to stop about the CCP
yeah,
or the Hong Kong government. You need
yeah.
to because no citizen there's no the country. The citizen is really important. So, but on you can see the this work for before 1 year ago, but the government and the CCP will do anything. They will do. They will more. They will more to console because they want to the citizen is the CCP is thinking about the people just only selfish. They die or they have nothing. It's not is suitable
They
for
were not
the
concerned.
CCP. Yeah, yeah.
They're not
Because
concerned. Yeah.
they're not concerned about it.
No, they're not. The CCP government does not concerned about the people's safety or their lives at all. Yeah, 22nd September 2019. That's the death of Chen Yanling, 15-year-old, that beautiful girl. Let's remember her name. That's her. Yeah.
Yeah,
And also, there are, and so far, according to my school, there are nearly 10,000 who have died of suspicious deaths. So we found
yeah.
so many, say, like people that like dead bodies, yeah, which seemed, yeah, floating in the sea, or like fell from the height, from high building,
And then she good
allegedly.
at
Yeah,
yeah
there's
they good at
no investigation whatsoever, and the police usually went to the got to the site immediately, and then say like and claim, okay, nothing suspicious, and that's it. They simply didn't give further comment, just that these people died of suicide. Yeah. So Chen
mm,
Yanling, that's one of them. See, there are other things like. Yes, we know 29th, 28th September. That is also a rally, yeah? That is the fifth anniversary of the umbrella movement. So the umbrella movement started um, from the 28th September, like 5 years ago, so 2015,
mm,
yes. And that's the anniversary date. And you also mentioned that there's the boy. So we have the boy is Zhou Zile, right? Zhou Zile.
yeah,
He also died
yeah.
at the
They
age
should
of 22.
die on the yeah.
Yeah, so university campus. So that's only 8th November. And then we understand, of course, it's a 12th November. That is the date. That date when the police clashed with the youngsters, with the students in the Chinese University of Hong Kong. Yeah.
Mm,
Yes, and also 17th November. That was police occupied the Polytechnic University, and the next
yeah,
day the police entered that campus. Well, okay. So this is and you see another one. So when we look at the bottom right corner, we can see there is one. Uh, we can see half of the top body. Yeah, the body, which with the back facing us, it seems that there were lots of, scars on the back, right? It's a rare body. It's a rare back. It's a rare back. Looks like lots of, scars. It seems that whipped, caused by whipping. Yeah. So
mm,
this also looks to me that, yeah, and also let's read the number on the umbrella. It's 21st July. That is Yunlong, the
yeah.
mob attack. So this shows this is this is symbolic of that attack by the mob in Yunlong on that day. So this is a very, very, vivid storytelling detail. And also now we look at this umbrella on the left bottom corner. So 5201314. So
Yeah,
Sky, can you explain to
that
us
is it.
what is it? What is it?
The
It's not a date. It's not a date, is it? It's very extraordinary. What is it?
they yeah, it's not this. That is our the grow to Hong Kong the sound, and then because the national security law, then all the let the word or the meanings that which the Hong Kong girl that we have created, they try to use the digital and then use the Cantonese to singing about the glory to Hong Kong. That is the 520 and 1314 is the Chinese need to use the Cantonese to sing about that. Yeah,
Yeah. Yes. That's the genuine. That's the cleverness of the Hong Kong people, and also shows their ingenuity. Yeah. So they are very creative. They say, okay, because especially now, when Beijing has imposed the national security law in Hong Kong, and people are not free to use words, and many words are now sensitive. They cannot express their views, and so if they cannot, they think that if they cannot use words, they use digitals. If they were digital, use numbers. So, for example, the 5201314, it basically the pronunciation is very similar to the words with the meaning that I love you for my whole life. I love you. 520. I love you. 1314.
mm,
That means and this life, whole life, my whole life. That shows that gives the information, gives the message in terms that I love the city of Hong Kong. I love the Hong Kong protesters. I love Hong Kong people. I love the youngsters. Yeah, I love the thing I'm doing in terms that I'm now defending my freedom and my city.
yeah,
Yeah, that's the
yeah,
message. So this is my favorite poster, and it has layers of meaning. Oh, thank you very much. Anything else you'd like to say to us, Sky?
yeah. There is for the final poster. We need to say about Hong Kong, the liberate Hong Kong, and then the restoration of our times, and then need to tell the TCP no understand. We need to the sue. That's not November about the dates and then the CCP bias. We need to tell him. We need to tell the voice to open it and then tell us the truth. Find out the truth is very important for now. So that is my finally the voice.
Yeah. So liberate Hong Kong, revolution of our time. That's the Hong Kong people want to say to the CCP. Yeah, and the Hong Kong people won't bow to the CCP. Hong Kong people won't give up. Hong Kong people won't compromise. Hong Kong people will fight on and
Yeah,
liberate Hong Kong, revolution of our time. And they will carry on no matter what CCP will do to Hong Kong and how hard it will repress Hong Kong people. Hong Kong people will carry on fighting. And we, as we are the co-hosts of this program, we want to say that we are going to do this program regularly in order to spread the truth about Hong Kong. Yeah, and also we like to carry on to also not only give the message to the people in other parts of the world in terms that to remind them that the fight in Hong Kong is not just a local, it actually concerns to everyone. It concerns to
yeah,
everyone's freedom. And also we want to send this message to Hong Kongers in terms that you are not alone. You are not just fighting by yourselves. We will stand with you. We stand with Hong Kong. We'll fight with you, okay? While you fight at home, we fight internationally. And we will get this message out, and we will say we stand with Hong Kong. We'll try all means to help Hong Kongers. All right? Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
It's thank you so much,
Welcome.
Sky, for this
Maybe next time.
beautiful
See you
posters.
next time.
I
Okay.
just want to thank all the fellow warriors to join us today. Yeah, and thank you. Um, um, yes, thank you for your kind attention. And we are going to say like to uh, post. We will of course not only this for this video. We'll post on a Himalaya UK channel, but we will also
Yeah, yeah.
to print out and this e-version of the posters and publish them in a collection in an article on G News so that people can go there and to read and to appreciate the beauties of these posters that are so original that are made and created by the clever Hong Kong people. Okay, so thank you very much,
Okay.
everyone.
Okay. Bye
Thank you for
bye.
attention.
Right.
Thank you for
Yeah.
attendance. I'll see you next time. We will see you next
Next
time.
time, yeah, we will have a next time to have the show. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye.